Welcome back everyone, this is the 26th episode of my Dragon Age Origins hardcore 100% playthrough. In the last episode we finished the Nature of the Beast questline, but we still have some things to do in the lower ruins, so we'll go back and once we collect the Juggernaut plate and kill the two revenants, we'll go to the mountaintop and clear the rest of the cave sections that we have left out.
Yes.
Indeed. Indeed.
So first let's take down the two revenants. These ones are actually the strongest Black Vial Revenants in the entire game. The one in the circle and the one on the deep roads are a little bit weaker. So I expect some heavy pummeling on Alistair, but since Morrigan has force field, there's not much to worry about. We just have to make sure that they target Alistair and no one else. I mean, I can take a few hits as well, but Morrigan and Leliana, not so much. By far the most dangerous attack of a Revenant is its double strike, which is basically a quick 2-hit AoE attack with some reduced damage, or at least that's what the description says. But in reality, the damage is not reduced and it can also crit. And of course they have a 6-second cooldown on it, which means that they can just spam it. But if you think that's bad, then you should try Dragon Age 2, where they actually added a stun effect to the skill. Despite its size, the Aura of Weakness will make sure that the Revenant is pretty difficult to hit, even from the back. The Black Vial versions are also completely immune to backstabs, unless they are paralyzed, and you have coup de grace. They either use shield defense, which will boost their defense and make it even less likely for us to hit them, or shield wall to turtle up, have more armor and take less physical damage. So as we can see, Leliana is pretty invaluable for this fight because her shattering shot reduces the Revenant's armor, which of course increases our damage on it. A heavy armor plate that is Silverite tier. That's gonna worth a pretty good amount of gold. So these Revenants have a pretty good chance of dropping that type of equipment, but it doesn't happen all the time. So I guess this time we got lucky. Hopefully we got something similar from the other one. I'm sure Lelian is having flashbacks in this place. It's not every day when you get almost eaten. Not sure how I missed this guy, but his 7 silver is now mine. Now the problem with this next Revenant fight is that we're gonna start way too clustered and close to the Revenant. So I have to reposition the team pretty much immediately, unless I want everyone to feel the swing of that double strike, which I certainly don't. But overall the fight is not more difficult than the last one, so we're gonna use the same tactics. So the initial repositioning was not good enough because the Revenant started chasing Alistair, which is why Leliana was still in the range of that double strike. But Alistair's aggressive overpower and shield bash kind of made him create collision with the Revenant, which forced it to move backwards, and that's what got Leliana out of the range of the ability.
Try not to lose during competition. It's
Oh, that was one tough bastard, and it had nothing. Okay. Well, at least we only have 3 left. One is in the Circle Tower, the other one is on the Deep Roads, and the third one is in the Orzammar Palace. But for now, let's just get the Juggernaut plate. Since we already have the tablet, the ritual should be pretty easy to perform. We could actually intentionally mess it up, and that would summon a bunch of shades, so we could farm them for experience, but I decided to do it right for the first try. Before we enter that room, let's quickly level up Leliana. All 3 of her attribute points goes on dexterity. She will turn into an expert thief. And now she can summon a spider. Initially in this room there are only a few undead, but once we approach the ghost girl, who is basically an elite mage, a cutscene will play, she turns hostile and summons 2 elite shades. I'm gonna get the wolf because I want him to overwhelm the mage. She has pretty nasty spells, including Chain Lightning, which can really devastate my team. So it's pretty vital for her to go down fast.
Viran Salanon. Ranala Foros. Nay, Garan Sudale, Garan! Iramel Ashal, Iramel Ashal!
Well, one thing that's worse than the elite mage is two shades slapping around Leliana. So I quickly went to help her, but by the time I got there, Alistair's taunt and Morgan's petrify kind of already solved everything. Nice. I love it when the team knows its job. And there it is, the Juggernaut plate. Before all the DLC content was released, this used to be the second best armor set in the entire game. Later we will collect the rest of the set. Unfortunately, there is not much we can do with it, so we will just sell it. But now we're up to the caverns, because I want to destroy whatever's left of Andraste's disciples and claim all the sweet loot we left there. We also need to hunt down some drakes, because we will need their scale to create the drake scale armor, which we will sell back to Wade. Honestly, I don't really care how good the loot is. If I don't need it on an active party member, I will just sell it. The only thing I care about right now is getting the Rose's Thorn, and every single sale gets me closer to it.
You have coin, stranger? With Orzammar closed off, old Tegra can get you a discount. Fine weapon and arms, dwarven made.
Yeah, I guess you can help me get rid of some stuff, since you seem to show up wherever I travel. I'm actually pretty tempted to buy that skill book, but nah, I need that dagger more. Since we already finished the Urn of Sacred Ashes quest, now we have a shortcut to the mountaintop, and that's what we're gonna use to get to the caverns faster. The last time we were here, we were too full to pick up this Drake scale, so I will pick it up now. Ah, you be quiet. I will feed you to my bears later. Okay, I guess these guys officially renounced the faith. They really don't mind that I'm about to slaughter the rest of their flock. Interestingly, after you finish the Sacred Ashes quest, a single archer will spawn in this room ahead for whatever reason. There are three major parts that we intentionally missed the last time we were here. The first one is the feeding chambers, which is a very small area but very dangerous. That's where we are heading now. The second one is a great hall, which has some drakes and traps, and also a completely useless arcane warrior. And the third one is a hatchery, where we will have one drake, one mage, and an assassin. So this is the feeding chamber. If we were to approach those goat cages, we would be immediately ambushed by 3 drakes who would spawn behind us. Fortunately, this area is pretty tight and we have some bears. So my plan here is really not that complicated. I will put Lelian and Morrigan into a safe distance, switch to my ranged weapons, then spawn in the drakes, and while the bears are holding them off, we will take them down from afar. It's actually a pretty simple solution for a quite dangerous problem. There's a gift here for Alistair in this pile of dragon filth. So that's 3 more scales, which means that we only need 2 more drakes to create both armor sets. The next section will be the Great Hall, where the Arcane Warrior is. Initially it only has the Arcane Warrior and 4 warriors. Once the warriors are dead, dragonlings will start spawning, and if you approach the steps that would lead you up to the Arcane Warrior, 2 drakes will also appear.
We seem to be heading up. Yes, I think these caverns are going up to the surface.
So first off, I will take down the warriors, then the Arcane Warrior. I let the dragonlings spawn, and after we get rid of them, I will summon the drakes by approaching the stairs.
Oh?
Okay, let's use stealth. And even though I could take them down with just my build alone at this point, but why not chuck some bombs at them? So there's the mage. Now, this Arcane Warrior could have been a very formidable opponent, but because of his tactics, he's just a complete clown show. So what I think the devs tried to do with this guy is turn him into a magic immune melee mage. Most importantly, I think they wanted him to be immune to Mana Clash, which is why he casts anti-magic ward on himself immediately as the fight starts. But once you cast that spell on yourself, you're gonna be immune to magic, which means you can't activate sustainable spells. But obviously that doesn't stop this guy from trying, so what ends up happening is he gets stuck, which is why you see spell immunity floating non-stop above his head. And of course the fix for this would have been incredibly simple. All they had to do is put anti-magic ward lower on the priority list than spell shield or combat magic. Yeah, I didn't want to target that little dragonling with the entire team, because then they would have repositioned, and that's not good for me. At the bottom of those stairs, there are two traps, and as I said, once we approach them, two drakes will spawn.
It's your time to shine. Ha!
Of course, this thing immediately targets me, but that's why we have stealth.
Trap right ahead. On my way.
And there it is, the Spell Weaver. This is pretty much the best sword for an Arcane Warrior. I still prefer Kaelin's arms though, because they give a fantastic amount of mana regeneration and plus 5 damage. But technically that's a set. Anyway, so we are approaching the Hatchery, where, as I said, there's one mage, one drake and one assassin. Obviously my primary target will be the mage, while my team takes care of the drake. And I guess we take down the assassin when she finally appears, because she's a coward and she's hiding.
Where do I go?
This egg has an item which has one of the best codex entries in the entire game, which is why it's so unfortunate that the item itself is complete garbage. Okay, so we successfully cleared out the caverns and picked up all the dragon scales that we need. I wonder what this assassin needed that lyrium potion for. Was she making a delivery to the mage? Anyway, so it's time for us to go to Denerim and let Wade start working on that Drake scale armor. Of course, the only reason I want the armor is to sell it, so I don't intend to keep it, which is why I will not invest the 20 gold that is required for the superior version. This way the armor will also get done faster. All we have to do is leave the shop and then come back, and Wade will be done. But if we wanted the superior version, Wade would need more time, so we would have to leave Denerim and then come back to the shop. I wish I could speed up this walking a little bit, but I only have one swift salve left, and I don't want to use it up. Guess this is the downside when Morrigan doesn't have haste. But of course, haste requires a lot of investment, and especially during this playthrough, we definitely had to prioritize other spells for her. Just think of how many times Alisir would have died if we don't have force field on Morrigan, or heal. And of course, how much easier it is to take down certain enemies because she petrifies them. Not to mention that haste actually penalizes our attack, so we would miss a lot more.
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Even though we could sell these things to Wade, I decided to come to Bodan because I don't really want to sell anything unique to Wade, because once we finish the Drake scale armor, his shop will be inaccessible.
Is that for me? Really? Wow! Wow!
Okay, well, if only you would know where that came from.
That looks fine indeed.
Okay, let's get that armor already.
Yes.
Indeed. Indeed.
Welcome back. You looking for fine armor? Of course.
She's back! She's back! Have you reconsidered? I can make such fine armor with your scales.
Cost.
I should be paying you, friend, for the right, no, the privilege.
Pay him? No, Wade, no. We'll charge you.
I'll hear nothing of that, Heron. This is my shop, and working on Drake scales won't cost a bloody Orlesian penny. It will take however long it takes. Don't rush the masterpiece, my good lady.
Yes, that's right. It could take months, years even. You should just leave.
It won't take that long, Heron. Unless I did some inlays of, oh, I know.
Yes, it wouldn't be complete without the, inlays. Of course, the customer would have to agree.
I'd stake my life on it, friend.
Where is your humility when we really need it? Yes, like the customer said, very quick. We have other orders.
They can wait. We're making art here.
I was afraid you'd say that.
The dialogue options here must be bugged because I've never asked Wade about the scales. And yet he acts like as if I've already brought him the scales and then I refuse to let him create the armor. It happens every time when I have a Drake scale in my inventory. No idea why.
You're here about your order? I am very, very pleased to say it's done.
And it's garbage. I wouldn't let a festering swine wear it.
Wade, it's amazing. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Are you blind as well as stupid? The leg guards are too tight. It'll chafe. The dye isn't even... Look here. I see a splotch. It's garbage, I say.
It's fine. Truly. It's a work of art. Here, wear it well. Now kindly leave.
Did you bring more scales? I want to try again. I've learned so much.
Wade, please leave the customer alone. How can I help you? Certainly.
Did you bring more scales? I want to try again. I've learned so much.
Wade, please leave the customer alone. How can I help you? You must be kidding. We're done. No...
Heron, more scales. I can make another set.
Dear Andraste, no.
I've been thinking every night about what I'd do different. It's all in my head. Dear Heron, don't worry. I can make it faster this time.
You can?
You worry too much. Just give me the scales, friend, and I'll have my finest work for you. Of course, my previous work shames me. This time, it'll be great.
I'll just close the shop until he's done. Thank you so much. Rotten bastard.
And there it is. Now we have completely lost this shop, but it doesn't matter because there's nothing we want to buy here.
We're closed. Oh, it's you.
The Drake scale armor is done, and it's, well, decent. Few things I'm rather proud of.
You'd better be very proud, Wade. We can't afford any more flights of fancy.
I feel good, actually. I wouldn't mind working on Lord such-and-such's armor today.
We'll see how long this lasts. Here's your armor. Now please leave.
Hope you enjoy your armor. I'm glad Heron let me make something decent for a change.
Welcome. Oh, it's you. Please leave. And if you have any more scales, you can shove them. Just leave.
Oh, don't worry, I'll be back. But for now, let's get back to the camp.
and your friends are formidable folk indeed. It's good to have you along on the road. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Okay, we have 112.5 gold. So I guess in the next episode we can complete some side quests to build up more gold. And I can also gather the rest of the Juggernaut blade set, which should give us enough to reach our goal and get the dagger. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna create a hard save here, and I hope we see each other again when we tackle those side quests.